Back on Get Up, and again, the big news from the NBA is where we opened our show today. LeBron James and the Lakers agreeing to a 2-year contract extension, which is worth just over $97 million. Woj with the news yesterday afternoon, and then he joined us this morning talking about what is important about this. And the great Stephen A. Smith is in our studio to do that. First take coming your way in about 18 minutes. I think that's where we are, Stephen A. Like, this news has been out there now for about 20 hours. People are digesting it. It sounds like a big deal, but what does it actually mean? LeBron committing in the way that he has.
All it does is it means that LeBron doesn't want to, nor does he have any intentions of leaving Los Angeles. Obviously, the lone exception would be if his son was fortunate enough to enter the NBA and he was playing on a particular team. His dream is to be on the same team with his son once his son enters the NBA. Outside of that, that's it. He wants to be in LA. He's made it clear he wants to be a Laker, and he's committing to them. There are questions about the level of flexibility or lack thereof they'll have next summer, even though it's anticipated that in 2 years they'll have significantly more flexibility. So you've got to take that into consideration. When I spoke to Jeannie Buss a couple of months ago, she said the number one priority was to make LeBron James happy. That he was absolutely positively miserable walking around the facility last year. It was very, very difficult for them to look him in the face with the product that they put on the floor with him, considering the year that he was having. 37 years of age, averaging 30 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and it was a year of his career that was wasted through no fault of his own. I would beg to differ. Some of it was his fault, because when we talk about the problems with Russell Westbrook, the same LeBron James and others who went up against Russell Westbrook when he was in Houston in the bubble a couple of years ago screaming, he with us, is the same LeBron James that went to the Lakers and said, we want this guy. Trade these players if you have to get him. So I think there's some culpability on LeBron James' part in that regard. But in the end, he wants to stay in L.A. L.A. should want him to stay. They're very wise to want him to stay, and we'll see where it goes from here.
And so, look, we spent all basketball season together, and we talk a lot about the Lakers. We were there the night he played that huge game against Golden State, and basically from that moment forward, they were never heard from again. Right. In the next 2 or 3 years in which he is committed to them, can they build a championship caliber team? Here's
what can happen. You got LeBron James, and I know that it's saying a lot for Anthony Davis to be healthy, because we know that's like, that needs divine intervention for him to be healthy. But that's the only thing I think you can say about Anthony Davis. His character as a player, as an individual, I don't think there's anything to question about that. It's just whether or not he can stay healthy. If LeBron James is healthy and Anthony Davis is healthy, now you're talking about next year, when Russell Westbrook's $47 million comes off the books, when Kyrie Irving is free to depart from Brooklyn and head to L.A., you're talking about LeBron James with Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving. I don't think anybody could assume that they're out of the mix. Here's what I would say, however. I'm looking at the Lakers this year. We need to pump our brakes in this regard. LeBron James, Mount Rushmore, we know who he is. Anthony Davis, top 10 player in the league when he's healthy, easy. They still ain't the best team in L.A. Kawhi Leonard is coming back. Paul George is there. John Wall is a big-time pickup. We keep forgetting, yes, he shouldn't have been, even though the Houston Rockets will tell you he didn't want to come off the bench or whatever, and he'll say that wasn't true, they told me to sit down. Whatever side you believe, here's the bottom line. Damn it, you weren't playing and you were fully healthy. John Wall was not playing, and he was fully healthy. Now, that is blasphemous. There's no reason for that. I don't give a damn. You demand out. You figure out a way to get the hell up out of there so you could play basketball if you love the game that much. Having said all of that, John Wall can ball. This brother can ball. Good dude, really good dude, very philanthropic, charitable with his time, money, and things like that in the community. DC will tell you all about that. Good dude. But this guy can play. And so John Wall with the Clippers, with Kawhi and Paul George, they've beaten the Lakers 7 straight times, or like 32 of the last 39 times. It ain't even a damn rivalry. I mean, the Clippers are just mopping the streets of L.A. with the Los Angeles Lakers. So before we talk about LeBron James and what the Lakers are going to be this year, in the NBA, with Golden State, with Dallas, with Phoenix, with Memphis, and stuff like that, can we talk about what they're going to be in L.A.? Because that don't look like much.
Yeah, they're not the best team in their own city, and you just named some of them, and then there's Denver and quite a few other places, Minnesota. They may not even be one of the 6 best teams in the Western Conference, which puts you in the play-in, and then you see what winds up happening.
But they better be one of the 10. They better not miss the play-in like they just did.
I mean, it was an embarrassing year all the way around. I agree with that completely. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.